To introduce our next honoree is Hall of Famer Dick Holtzman, class of 76. There you go. And he's got his medal on, yes!
Good afternoon. I first met Dick Ferris when I was a young, aspiring hotelier with Westin Hotels. I was in awe of his presence, his leadership, his tough and direct management style. And at the same time, he always seemed to be very interested in those around him. Dick Ferris was a prominent member of corporate America for over 50 years. His rise was meteoric. I'll give you just a few highlights. Following graduation from Cornell in 1962, Dick joined Western International Hotels. His first job was in Seattle, where he met his wife, Kelsey. From Seattle, there was New York City, Anchorage, Johannesburg, and Kansas City. In 1971, United Airlines acquired Western International, or Westin Hotels. They immediately saw the talent in Dick Ferris and brought him over to the airline side of the business. 5 years later, he was the CEO of United Airlines at age 39, one of our hoteliers. Following this incredible chapter in the airline business, Dick, with his good friend Peter Uberoth, acquired guest quarter suites, acquired DoubleTree hotels, and then merged those with Promise hotels, going from 40 hotels to 1,400 hotels in a relatively short period of time, then selling the entire portfolio to Hilton, one of the real significant transactions at that time. Dick Ferris loved golf, and his next chapter was at the highest level in golf. In 1999, Dick, with his friend Pete Uberoth, also Arnold Palmer, Clint Eastwood, and Bill Perocchi, acquired the Pebble Beach Company from a struggling Japanese owner. He spent the next 20 years as co-chairman for the Pebble Beach Company, working to bring Pebble Beach back to the level of preeminence it was always intended to be. At the same time, Dick was chairman of the PGA Tour's Policy Board, working directly with the commissioner of the tour and the players in bringing greater security for its future, really bringing corporate America into the game of golf, giving it a great foundation. Dick stepped down as co-chairman of the Pebble Beach Company in 2020 after being diagnosed with ALS. Dick lost his battle to ALS in 2022, survived by his wife Kelsey, sons Andrew, Brian, and Mark. I could go on and on about Dick's professional accomplishments and milestones and the incredible stories that accompany him, that there's just not the time today. In closing, I loved that professionally, Dick liked being referred to as a hotelman, as a hotelie, as a Cornell hotelie. So with that in mind, it is my honor to welcome Dick's wife of 59 years, Kelsey Ferris, and their son, Brian Ferris.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dick, thank you for that great introduction and telling about Dick's history. Kelsey said I could come up here and do this, so. But anyway, thank you. It's an honor to be here to accept the award on behalf of my father. And let me say congratulations to all the other inductees here today. What a great award for all of you. Ted, thank you so much for helping shepherd me and Kelsey through the process of putting Dick's story together. It was a lot of fun to do that. And then also Dean Walsh, to answer one of your questions. You asked how all these hoteliers get here. And for my father, it was a former hotelier, Frank Reddy, who, when he was in the Army, convinced him to leave the Army and go to the hotel school. And that turned out to be probably the single best thing that happened to him. It was the first stepping stone in his career, but probably the most important stepping stone in his career. And he always looked back on his days at Cornell with fond, fond memories. So again, thank you very much for this honor. On behalf of my mom, Kelsey, my brother Drew, my brother Mark, couldn't be happier, and thanks for having us here today.